The conversation from 1974 may have been a unique picture back in those days, but it clearly does not hold up to date, which is something we will dig deep and tell you about. So why did people really like this movie back in 1974? Well, it has to be because of a number of things. First and foremost, you got this unique jazz mood that grabs you as you watch the movie, and it is not difficult to feel that a bit dark, haunting mood of the movie. Surely it is also unique with these two people, aka the couple that Gene Hackman is spying on with his crew. In addition, people may like the twist in the end, whereas it turns out that the couple is the ones that is going to do a bad deed, and in fact they are not in danger. Surely it might have been a unique movie back in those days, but it certainly does not hold up to date. So why does this movie not hold up to date? The movie does not hold up against other thrillers to date, like Mr. Burning Around Special, two movies that Gene Hackman actually has played in himself. Nevertheless, we will get down to deep of the subject a bit later. Another reason why it does not hold up to date is because of its rather slow start where in one way to get into the plot, but it takes a bit too long time to find out what it's all about. Unlike a better new thriller most like The Fugitive or The Insider, which also both are this type of conspiracy thrillers. The difference, however, is that both those movies do go a bit quicker towards the main goal. Obviously, people feel the role Gene Hackman does here is a good performance, but still, he did a much better role in Mississippi Burning from 1988, which he got a nomination for, and in his very underrated role from 2000, where he played with Morgan Freeman in Under Suspicion, but for this role, he was not even nominated. This movie, however, did, of course, neither give him a nomination, but the reason for the popularity of this movie is, of course, that Gene Hackman is in it. Nevertheless, I do feel Gene Hackman restrains himself a bit in the performance here. The movie itself does, in a way, have this cool focus on how you use the roles equipment, but you could have perhaps seen a bit more of this mysterious director guy, which essentially is an important character, but it is also one that we hardly see in this movie. It would also have been interesting to know why exactly Gene Hackman was chosen for this particular mysterious job. Another reason why I feel this movie does not hold up to date comes down to it being a bit repetitive in its approach. The party does, of course, give a different perspective about what happens in a movie, but it is naturally limited to a certain extent. How entertaining it can be to make a movie where the main character again and again sits in a room to hear the same recordings, like some sort of obsession. You wish that the movie in many situations had been a little tenser, but then of course this director had to be more in the movie, and not been as mysterious, almost non-existent character. You really do see it more from the main character's perspective, and you should also be able to see the scene where this director actually is killed by the couple, instead of just hearing this scene through the door, which is, of course, done because this is all about surveillance and how we use it. The movie was certainly good in 1974 and more unique compared to other movies during this day and age, but today it does not hold up against the better thriller movies, and for me, it's a 6 out of 10.